Okay, the next thing we want to solve is, or figure out, is how to solve polynomials using a method called substitution. So I have this polynomial over here, and it looks awfully like a trinomial that I've factored many times before, but there's something a little different here. Check out this 4. The 4 isn't a 2, but it's a 4. And this usually isn't here when I factor something that looks like this trinomial. It's usually just not there, or it's a 1. You can think of it as a 1. So I wonder if there's a way to make it that. And there actually is, and it's called using substitution. What we pretty much just say is, let something equal something else, and we'll solve for that something else, and then substitute it back in again later. So in this situation, we want to make this x to the 4th an x squared, or something squared. So let's let u equal x squared. We're just going to let that be. Okay? So we're going to say u is equal to x squared. And if that is true, if we let u be x squared, this x to the 4th right here, this x to the 4th, turns into being u squared. Okay? Because x squared squared would be x to the 4th, so this would be u squared. And this minus 4x squared would actually just turn into minus 4 to the u. And then we would just have this plus 3 equals 0. Okay? So that what we just did, I know you're looking at this, we took this x squared, or x to the 4th right here, and we changed it to u squared because we let u equal x squared. Okay? We did the same thing with this minus 4x squared, and we didn't have to do anything with this 3. Okay, so now we have this trinomial right here, and we know how to solve this trinomial. And the first step in solving it is just to set up our little x thing. Okay. And we'll put this negative 4 right on top, and we'll put this 3 right on the bottom right there for that, and there for that. And we have to ask ourselves, what times what is 3? That add together be negative 4. Well, that turns out to be negative 1 and negative 3. So what we get is, when we factor this, is we get u minus 1. That's from this first one right here. And we get u minus 3 is equal to 0. And that minus 3 is from the second one right over here. Okay, so now we got to get two solutions. We have u. What is one solution? We know that u is equal to, well, in this situation is 1 from here, because 1 minus 1 would be 0, and we need to zero this out. Or u is equal to, how do you zero this second one out? Well, 3 minus 3 is 0, so 3. So we know that u is equal to 1, and u is equal to 3. But remember what we did at the beginning. At the beginning we said u is really equal to x squared, right? This u is really equal to x squared. So really what we have is x squared is equal to 1, and we have x squared is equal to 3. So have we solved for the x yet? No, we have another step we have to do. We have to take the square root of both sides. When we do that, what do we get? Well, the square root of x squared here is just x. That's for this one right here. What's the square root of 1? Oh, that's easy. That's just plus or minus 1. Remember, when we take the square root, got to put that plus or minus there. And then let's do the same thing for this one down here. We take the square root of both of these, put that plus minus in there. Well, what we get from here is x is equal to plus or minus the square root, because we can't simplify that 3 down, of 3. And these are our solutions.